Hey, Wichita, we are back, and for the first time, we are remote, man.
Remote podcast.
Yeah, man. I'm Officer Chad Ditch with the Wichita Police Department. I'm here with my co-host,
Officer Trevor Macy, and we are here at the Mounted Unit stables for their first day of training for their new Mounted Unit officers. We were invited out here. We're going to interview one of the Mounted Unit supervisors here in a minute, but we were invited out just to kind of take a look at what they're doing. You can probably see them trotting around behind us. They've got 4 new officers that are training to be on the Mounted Unit for the Wichita Police Department.
Bro, and what a beautiful day to be out here, man.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Dude,
it's like, what is it? It's like 77 degrees, sunny, perfect fall weather.
Can I tell you right now, I feel like I'm on ESPN, or I wouldn't say rodeo, but I mean, guys, rodeo where we're interviewing live or something like that before the event happens.
We haven't even acknowledged the hats yet either.
Yeah, like, right. Yeah,
we're kind of tricked out for horse riding today.
Yeah.
You can't we're actually going to get on horses.
Yes.
At some point. So, are you nervous or are you excited?
Yeah, bit nervous, man. Bit nervous.
Have you ever been on a horse before?
I've been on one that you put about 50 cents in, and then it'll start.
Okay, so, like a little Walmart.
Yeah.
I heard it's getting back on. It's just like riding a horse.
It is just like riding a horse.
You get back on, and you.
It all comes back to you.
It all comes back. So.
Hey, man. I like your hat.
Thank you. I picked this up on the way here, actually. I went into Dandale's. Like, what's your cheapest hat?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to get in my inner cowboy today. Yeah. So
I don't have a cowboy hat. I was nervous to go in there with you to buy when you bought it, because I figured I probably would have bought like one that was all decked out. But I got this in Florida, and I just turned it in.
Heck yeah. So whatever works, man.
Hey, man.
Keep the sun off.
Yeah.
Keep some shade on your face.
I did rock some cowboy boots. You probably can't see them in the shot or nothing like that. But
we'll probably see them when we get out on the horses.
Yeah, that's true.
But how was your weekend? We're back on a Monday again.
We are. Fine. Yeah.
What episode is this?
Bro, I think I quit counting, but I really think that we're like near 23, 24.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
It's going good, man. It's going good. But the weekend was good, man. My daughters got back into softball. Fall ball started back up, so had that, and I worked my part-times and stuff. So
yeah, school's starting back up. WindSurge ended their season. I worked the last weekend for that. Pretty chilly weather Saturday.
Bro.
A lot of rain.
I woke up Sunday to let the dogs out, and I had to put a hoodie on.
Yeah.
It was chilly.
It was weird. It was weird, but I like it.
Yeah.
It seems like fall is finally here. But yeah.
How about you? Anything else this weekend?
Just worked WindSurge. Getting ready for this week. It's gonna be a busy week this week.
Bro,
we've got a lot of stuff going on. So
yeah, man.
I got some Crime Stopper stuff coming up this week, and we're gonna go to Manhattan. On Thursday.
I'm excited, man. PIO conference, so we're gonna be able to talk about Wichita PD's TikTok page.
TikTok. If you guys don't follow us on TikTok, I believe our handle is at Wichita Police.
Yes, department.
So make sure Wichita Police Department.
Yeah.
Okay. Add the department there, but make sure you follow us. We'll post some more content on there. We should make a TikTok in Manhattan.
That would be awesome. Maybe we can get old Willie the Wildcat involved with it.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm
gonna send an email after this.
What his schedule's like.
Yeah, right.
We should find out.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be cool. We just celebrated 21 years, man, since 9/11 occurred.
We had they had me throw the first pitch at the WindSurge game.
Really?
Yesterday. Yeah.
That's
it was like a first responder thing. It was last minute too.
Dude.
So they told me like when I got to the game, they're like, "Hey, we need you to throw the first pitch." And I was like, "I don't know. It's been a long time since I've thrown a baseball.
I can't even make a paper into the trash can."
So they didn't let me get on the actual mound. I had to be a little bit closer.
Yeah.
But I threw it. It made it over the plate. But there was like a 6-year-old who threw before me who totally showed me up. He like had a wind up. He threw it when it hit the mitt. It like slapped. It was like a good solid pitch, and mine was like
you just floated it like rookie of the year. There you go.
It was lame.
That's dope though, man. Be able to throw
really
the first
cool.
pitch.
Yeah, it was an honor. They took some photos. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I sent the video to my mom. I was like, "Hey, look what I did." So she's like, "Oh, so proud."
So was there a lot of people there on Sunday?
There's a decent crowd, Saturday and Sunday actually. I think this being the last weekend of the season, a lot of people showed up. So
that's dope, man. That's dope.
Should be in the playoffs too, as long as they do really well.
Yeah, I think they just have like 2 more.
They're away this week, and I think I think they're probably going to be
I would say so.
Postseason, but
I saw a thing on TikTok or some social media page, and I think it's been up there for years, that everybody we all remember 9/11 and everything, and where we were that day when the planes struck the towers and stuff. But if we could all sometimes go back to when 9/12, how we were all together, we were all Americans together. We all fought for each other and stuff, and we didn't argue over, you know, petty stuff and wanting to fight and everything like that. So
yeah, that was an interesting time.
Yeah.
I was in 4th grade, I think, when that happened, and I remember like the next week after that, we had some military guys come to our school and just talk to us about, like, you know, being afraid and how you don't need to be afraid because we're gonna basically go take care of this.
Right.
So,
Dude, ironically, I was in history class. I was going to history class.
Really?
Yeah. And
on 9/11 or?
On 9/11. Yeah. I was walking into history class, and then that's when the towers were hit. And then we had our school put the, you know, everybody had the roll around TV and everything, the box TV on the racks. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They had that, and they put it in the commons area.
The TV carts.
There you go. Couldn't think of it, man. You know. But
yeah, we were going to music class.
Okay.
And our music teacher was listening to the radio, and she was visibly sad and distraught. And we were like, "What's going on?" And then she turned the radio up, and we listened to all the reports. It was crazy.
It was crazy, man. It's crazy. But here we are, you know, 21 years later. A lot of people still live in those effects that were there, first responders and everything like that, family members that lost loved ones. What better way to also be here on a day that's the day after, and think about a way of finding peace and dealing with stressors and stuff like that than to be out here, this beautiful weather, watching horses, man. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And another thing on that topic, last week we put out some information on a missing person from 2001. Yeah. Jaquila Scales. Yeah. Who went missing on September 6th, and then 9/11 happened, and kind of the media coverage around her disappearance kind of shifted focus. Yeah. So we're trying to keep that out in the public eye. So take a look at our Facebook page for information on that. But if you have any information, you can contact our cold case unit. The information to contact them is on our website and on Facebook on those posts. So,
yeah, man, it's crazy how things can happen. You know, certain times and everything.
Just unfortunate timing on that, but we still need answers on that case.
Absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of needing answers, we have our guests, and I think they're rounding up right now to be able to take a quick break. Yep. Maybe we'll jump down there and get a hold of Sergeant Ed Brower. He's one of the main instructors here, head of the Mounted Unit. So
to get off this platform and get on a horse. So
you ready?
Wish us luck.
Let's get a refill, man, and we'll go talk to Sergeant Brower real quick. And we are back with Sergeant Ed Brower. Sarge, how you doing?
Doing good today, doing good.
Man, this is completely different for me, man. I've been on a horse since I was like 5.
Yeah, a little different than sitting in a lounger hunt.
It is.
Got him in a saddle. You're on Angus here.
This is Angus?
He's a 16-year-old Clydesdale gelding, and he's our biggest horse.
Oh, wow.
So that's the horse that fits you, brother.
Sure does. There you go.
I'm on Hero. He's another Clydesdale.
Okay.
He's a 10-year-old gelding, and then we got Keeper there. He's a 6-year-old gelding. And both of these guys, the two on the outside come from Wichita, and this guy was donated from a lady in Tulsa. So,
oh man, that's awesome.
We're lucky to get him. The Wichita Police Foundation, when they first started, that was one of their deals, is to get us some horses, and they started the Clydesdale campaign.
Yeah.
And they were able to get a lot of private businesses as well as a lot of private individuals donate money, because Clydesdales are a little more expensive than regular horses, at least around here anyway.
Yeah.
So they were able to generate funds, and we purchased the two outside ones, Hero and Keeper, and then a lady in Tulsa saw that, and then she called us and wanted to donate her horse to us for police work. So
that's
it worked
awesome.
out kind of well. So we got 3 beautiful Clydesdales for the unit.
There you go, man. So we asked the same question to everybody that's on the podcast. Have you seen that podcast at all?
Yes, I've seen some, yeah.
There you go. Well, so we started this in order to be able to allow the community to get to know the officers as well, besides just the rank and stuff. So tell us, who's Ed Brower?
Ed Brower. Well, I've been on the department for 31 years. Hard to believe.
Wow.
I've been around that long, and I've been on 20 years coming up next year on the Mounted Unit. So I've spent a lot of time on the Mounted Unit. So man, that's kind of who I am. Yeah. But actually, not really. I have horses on my own. Okay. My family, and that's what we do as a family as well.
Yeah.
And actually, I just started since we got in the Clydesdales. Man, I'm a big guy. So we got the Clydesdales, and I go, man, these horses fit me great.
Yeah.
So I said, man, I love this. Plus, the guy that we bought them from, they drive with them, big carriages,
Yeah.
and they drive them. Well, I did that, and I said, man, this is the most incredible thing in the world. I can sit in a chair and drive a horse.
Yeah.
And this is cool. So that's what I do now. I've got my own Clydesdale, got my carriage.
Okay.
And man, I'm loving that. Loving driving, having Clydesdales, big horses.
Yeah.
Doing that. Like I said, my family, we have horses, so we all do, whether it's showing or just riding, pleasure riding, and doing stuff, we're always doing horses as well on our own time.
Yeah, that's awesome, man, because especially like with the holidays and stuff, to be able to have a carriage and a horse and everything, bring good light and smiles to families and stuff, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah, we just did a deal with the Wichita Police Foundation yesterday over in Bradley Fair, and I brought my carriage and my Clydesdale, and we did rides, and there were so many girls showing up, and they all said, I feel just like a princess, just like a princess. Girls love that. It's a real pretty white princess carriage, so it is kind of like that. So they had a lot of fun. So you're right, that was a lot of fun, and I'm hoping the holidays to be able to do some of that.
Yeah.
Either all dressed like Santa Claus and then we'll ride around, or just show up and just give people rides, because it's a lot of fun. And a lot of people, it's surprising how have never ridden in a carriage before. A lot of people, most of them yesterday would say, have you ever been in a carriage before? And they said, no, I think this is the first time I've ever been in a carriage.
Oh, man.
Ride. So, and it's, man, believe it or not, it's a smooth ride. If you're sitting in it, it's got leaf springs, big old huge wheels that roll over everything, so it's a pretty smooth ride, so a lot of fun. Yeah, so when I'm not horsing around at work, I'm horsing around at home.
Yeah, there you go. So we were talking about on the way up here, is riding a horse like riding a horse? You know, like you pick it back up and everything like that?
Chad, what?
Did I say that right? I just said that wrong, didn't I?
Is it like riding a bike?
Is it like riding a bike?
It's a lot different, because you got a horse, they're a living, breathing animal.
Right.
So it's a lot different. That's what we always tell people, is it's not like shooting a handgun, riding a bike, or driving a car, because a car, you put it in drive, you hit the brake, it all does the same thing.
Yeah.
Horses have their own, their own communication as far as the basic stuff with the bridle and the feet and how you do things. It's similar. So if you've ridden a horse before, or you've ridden a horse a lot when you were a kid, so it's kind of the same as that.
Okay.
But it's a whole different level. Than bikes and everything else, because like you said, it's a living, breathing animal. So what I'm thinking and what I'm going to do, and like a car, you press the gas, it goes. You hit the brake, it stops.
Yeah.
So with horses, there's a little different communication. So sometimes if you're not asking the right thing, the horse isn't going to do it. So there's no universal code to horses, but it's one of those things. If you do it enough, it is kind of like riding a bike. You jump back on, and you get the feel, and you're good to go again.
I gotcha.
So you obviously the officers have to be trained to be on the mounted unit, but these horses get a lot of training too, don't they?
Yes, they do, and that's the crazy thing, is what, because they, in the wild, they're prey animals.
Right.
So they run from scary stuff. When things go crash, bang, or when the saber-toothed tiger or a mountain lion jumps out of the bushes, they run from it. Well, we teach them in police work, they can't run from it. You know, because the fireworks, Riverfest, that goes boom. So we go into the violence, or into the crowds, or into the disturbances, or into the gunfire. So we've got to teach them with that. So we've got to do lots of fireworks, lots of handgun training for that, and we do a lot of simulated type disturbances where people are fighting, going at it, and we have to come bring these horses inside that and do it, which is totally against what thousands of years of taught them to do as prey animals. So that's what's so amazing, their ability to be trained up to do police work when they're animals that grown up as prey animals. But you know, over the years, you look at when they've used them. Clydesdales were great war horses back in the day when the horse was the only form of transportation. I mean, it was a great tool, and you realize that when you're in Old Town, especially in a disturbance. Yeah. Very rarely do we have to use them for force type issues, but when we do, it's great to have a 2,000-pound horse to get between two combatants. Yeah. And if I get my horse, just merely the fact that I get my horse between them, this guy cannot fight this guy. You can't even see him. Yeah. You know, they're big. If you see the size of these horses, once I get them between the two opposing groups, man, there's nothing to do, because it's a huge flesh roadblock. Yeah.
And it clears out Old Town pretty quickly. I spent years down there, and when those horses are down there, and you know, we want crowds to clear out Old Town rather quickly, because you know, the more we load her around and everything, usually bad things happen and stuff. So it's nice to have those horses down there help clear those crowds. But
yeah, I noticed it did, because I've done it for, like I said, been on the matter for 20 years, and when we're down there, and not that we use the horses, and not that we intimidate people, they're afraid, they run from the horses, but when an officer on the ground inside of a crowd of 600 people, you don't notice them. But with me, you notice it. And a lot of times we're like, hey, we need to go home, people, we need to move, and they're not running to their cars, they're walking nice and slow, but at least they get to their cars. And within 15, 20 minutes, the parking lot's clear. Where you run into problems if that crowd lingers, and then there's a disturbance. So yes, very effective. It works so well. Just the presence of it, just the presence of the horses to get those people to move.
So 31 years, I mean, 3 decades.
Yes.
It's a long time on the department. I can pretty much guarantee what your favorite section of the department is. What would be your second favorite that you've been on, or where have you been?
When I started out, I was one of the bike officers, and I was a bike trainer for many years. I did all the bike training for the police department, and I did that for about the first 10 years, just doing that, and I loved riding bikes. and loved going out on the road. I rode on my own, rode mountain bikes and did the police mountain bike training, and that's all I did. But then I started getting into horses, and I got into horses and just switched gears, man. Got rid of my bike. I got my own horse and was just riding all the time.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I figured, man, that'd be great to do police work on horseback,
right.
on the mounted unit. So that was my next step there. So yeah, I did bikes, and then I did horses. And through that, I've done, community policing. I've been a patrol officer, so I rode bikes on patrol, and then got mounted, and I was a supervisor community policing, and all the different I've been in every unit through, and I've used all the entities, whether it's bikes or whether it's horses, works so great within the community, whether it's enforcement or just the community approach, just getting people to see and say hi and talk with people. Yeah.
There you go.
You guys are probably one of the biggest or busiest specialty units. Can you talk about all the different events that you guys work? Because it's not just Old Town, it's a lot.
It's not just Old Town. So every Friday and Saturday night, we're in Old Town. We have 4 horses each night there. But also, schools, Boy Scouts, different groups call us to come and give presentations, as well as during the week we'll have, or the big chili cook-off, or any big event that's got people, that has 30,000, 40,000 people. What better resource to have than a horse? Because it's easy to find in a crowd of 30,000 people. We're easy to find. Because we're cops, we're on a horse, we're sitting 9 feet in the air, easy to find. So any type of event that we have in trust, when they have really big concerts, it's great for them. Because like you said, it's easy to find a police officer on horseback.
Absolutely.
In those situations. And like I said, all during the week, we had all kinds of activations and groups that want us to come by and give demonstrations and see the horses. So yeah, we're very, very highly used and very publicized. I know the SWAT, EOD, those other specialty, man, those guys really work hard, but they're kind of behind the scenes. We don't see that. But we're out there to be in the public eye so people can come and touch. Like I said, nobody ever wants to touch my police car, but everybody wants to pet my horse.
What do you say to those people that when they see you guys in Old Town and everything, what are some instructions that you give them if they want to pet the horse?
Oh, I just tell them, and even when we're moving crowds, it'll be chaos, and they say, hey, can I pet your horse? I'll say, yeah, pet him real big. Come right up here on the shoulder and pet him, because everybody wants to pet their face. Right. But after about 1,000 people go,
you're going to get annoyed.
It gets annoyed. So I always tell them to pet him on the shoulder, and we tell them that. And that's what's great, is we're down there, and it's amazed all the people that come from around the world that come and want to take pictures with us, because the aircraft industry draws people here. So we meet people from Germany, from Australia, from all over. They come here for flight safety and for different aircraft reasons, and they come here, and they're like, oh, great to see horses, and they want to take their pictures with us. So yeah. That's probably 95% of our time in Old Town, just going around, people wanting to pet the horses and take pictures. And then we got that final 30, 45 minutes where we actually do hardcore police work, moving the crowds. But other than that, man, just people love horses, something magical. I remember when I was a kid, horses were just so cool, just to be able to see a horse. And I remember the first time I rode a horse. No big deal, just went out and rode down the road, a little trail ride. But man, I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever done. So to be able to do this and do police work, it's like a dream come true.
And we talk on the podcast a lot too about the importance of being in law enforcement or any kind of, high stressful job. You need to have an outlet. And this seems like a perfect outlet if you're an officer and stuff, just to be, you still got to do your job, but to be able to come out and be on a horse and just be out here in this amazing environment, just relax. Can you talk about that, how therapeutic it can be?
Oh yeah, I tell you what, I don't know what the saying is, I'm probably going to mess this up, but I think Winston Churchill said, the best thing for the inside of a man is the outside of a horse.
Right.
It's, to be able to come out here and just ride on training days, and we do law enforcement specific training, but to get a chance to actually ride and do it will work. And I'm lucky enough, and several other officers on the mounted unit that have their own horses, we're lucky enough, and I can't wait, man, as soon as I get home to change, get the feeding done, get my horse, either hitch up my carriage or get on a horse and go ride down the road. Yeah, very therapeutic. That's like my, that is my salvation. Yeah.
And the last thing before we switch to play one of our games that we do, when officers get on the mounted unit, can you talk about the training and everything that they do and have to go through before?
And that's exactly why I invited you out here today. We're starting a 3-week training. We just did an assessment process and have 4 openings. We had 4 officers that were accepted on the mounted unit, and those 4 officers right now are starting the training. So they'll go through 3 weeks of training. They'll learn all the equitation, how to stop and walk, trot, canter, and do all the different equitation type skills that they need to do, as well as we'll take them out to the bomb range. They'll blow stuff up. They'll blow up fireworks. They'll have to use handgun. We use a lot of airsoft training for target training, and then we actually use live handgun fire because we're police officers. We have to use that chance of using a handgun. So we do all that. So through the 3 weeks, they come from, some of them have very limited skill, and some of them have some skill, and they rode quite a bit growing up. But no, by the end of those 3 weeks, they've got a pretty good rounded skill of horsemanship as well as police horsemanship that they need to use to do the job.
That's awesome.
And then after that, they're still on like a 6-month probation period where we always have them with another officer, senior officer, kind of like an FTO program. So every time they do an activation, they do it with a senior officer for 6 months just to make sure, because it's different. We can do all the training here, but out in the real world, it's a little different. So for 6 months, they're kind of on a probationary where they ride with somebody else, and then after that, they're good to go.
Yeah. So on this podcast, we play a game called One Has to Go.
Okay.
So we take 4 items, and you have to choose one and get rid of it forever. So we figured we're out here, we're on horses and stuff. Let's talk about cowboy movies.
All right.
So we got 4 cowboy movies, and hopefully I can remember without going back to my paper. First one, Tombstone.
Classic.
Second one, is it True Grit? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
True Grit. And then what was the
Unforgiven was one of them.
Unforgiven. And then Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Which one has to go?
Which one has to go?
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Yeah,
I like that
that's
one.
an older one. It's a fun one, but it's not really like a true Western because they're not like cowboy dudes. They're just 2 young guys out having fun. And they happen to ride horses and do bank robberies.
Right.
So it's not really like a Western. So it is a good movie, but the other 3 are more true Westerns where you got a lot more horsemanship and cowboying going on.
Can't get rid of Tombstone because that's just that's the
yeah.
ultimate.
And we'd lose all those
movie.
phrases. We wouldn't have.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah, exactly. What would we do without that?
No, I gotta get rid of Unforgiven. I think. Though.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the one
Clint
I've seen.
Eastwood one, right?
I've seen that one the fewest out of any of those. Oh. So it's just it doesn't hold as big of a place in my heart.
I grew up loving Clint Eastwood and stuff, so I probably shouldn't say this on a horse, but I never grew up really liking the John Wayne ones as much. But
yeah, Unforgiven. You could, if I had to pick another one to go, it would be that one.
Yeah.
True Grit's a classic too. Did you know John Wayne didn't like horses?
No, really?
Yeah.
I thought he bought that horse that he always rode.
I heard he didn't like horses.
Oh,
I'll have to fact check that before we do our
fact check that. 'Cause
closing.
I think he bought that big red sorrel horse that he rode.
Really?
I think he owned that horse.
Interesting.
But he may not have liked him, but he kept that one.
He
Maybe.
rode him a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Sarge, is there anywhere that people, if they have a business or an organization that have something coming up where they can maybe email you at to see if the place where they can get the mounted unit to come out, or?
Yes, they can. Yeah.
Okay.
My email is ebrower, BROWER @wichita.gov.
Okay.
Or they can call the Patrol North substation.
Okay.
Both myself and Sergeant Rusko, we work up north together.
Gotcha.
And she's the other commander of the mounted unit, but they can call up there and they can leave a message at Patrol North 316-350-3400, or like you said, shoot us an email, ebrower @wichita.gov, and we'd be happy to set up a time to bring the horses out and give them a little demonstration.
Well, Sarge, I appreciate you. We appreciate you letting us come out here. This is the first time I've been on one of these in a long time, man. It's awesome to come out here, man. And we know you're super busy too.
Thanks for coming out, because and is anything we can do to keep in the public eye. Thanks for having us on the podcast, because I hate that, because we're out all the time. People come up and go, I didn't know you guys had a mounted unit. And I'm like, man, there's not more we can do, but we're out there. So any chance we get to show them the great horses we have and the officers we have, we're always glad to do it.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna get a refill, and then we'll be right back.
All right.
We are back up on the platform. That was fun.
That was real fun, man.
Keeper did not like to stay in the same place.
See, I was glad. Mine was chill.
Yours was super chill.
Yeah.
Mine was like, he started biting my toe at one point.
Did he?
Yeah, it was like just kind of nibbling on my boot there. I think he's getting a little tired of sitting
See,
still.
I was getting on mine, and he gave me the look like, come on, man, why can't I get this guy? And he looked at you. Like, I was like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Those are such well-trained horses, though. It's like, I can't give them enough credit for how many hours they put in to train the horses and the officers and just working together. Because, like he said, you're teaching these horses to go against thousands of years of evolutionary processes and just forget basically everything instinctual about being a horse and just trust humans, which is really cool.
That's like police work, though, too. Like right here, we're saying, a lot of people don't run to the gunfire, right? A lot of people don't run to the fire itself, but law enforcement, first responders and stuff. That's Gerlach down there waving.
He's waving like a princess.
He is a princess.
He is a princess. Look at him go.
But a lot of people don't do that, right? It's not instinct. A lot of people don't run to it. They run away from it. They go get help. They get their family safe and stuff. But we're trained to go straight to the fight and everything. So to have the horse to be able to be a part of our team and have the mentality that we do, I think is awesome.
What's interesting too. What's interesting?
Spell that one for me, bro.
I promise. I'm okay. what's interesting to me is that, I grew up in a rural area, and so would occasionally come across horses and was always told don't walk directly behind a horse.
Yeah.
But these horses, it's like when we had an emergency response team training out here with like the riot control team, and we trained with the horses, and they're like, yeah, don't worry about needing to avoid the back ends because these horses aren't going to kick you. They're so well trained, but it's still like I get nervous behind them, but just trust in these horses. They know what they're doing.
Bro, I worked Southside for a little over 2 years, and I'd be in Old Town, every Friday, Saturday night and stuff, and just getting behind them, same mentality. I'd be like, I'm gonna need to move. I'm gonna need to move. Yeah. But then Sergeant Resco taught me that a horse will always give you a clue right before they kick, and they'll swing their back end. So if that back end was moving, your boy was out.
So by the way, I fact-checked the John Wayne thing.
Okay.
So John Wayne had a ranch. He had horses, but he was quoted one time as saying, "I never really liked horses." So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're beautiful though, man.
Oh, I love horses.
Yeah. And we talked a lot about the training and everything that goes into it, but we never touched base on also maintaining them, right?
Yeah, you gotta do their vet care. You gotta do their food.
Yeah, their hoofs. They're cleaning out their stables and everything.
There's a lot of horse poop.
Yeah, a lot of extra work.
And then just Ed Brower was saying that he does the
cleaning of the
TikTok,
hoofs.
the hoof cleaning. What does he call that?
I don't know. He had a nice fancy word for it. But
I know there's a word for it that I'm forgetting. If you know the word, email us.
Brower's gonna email us,
at wichita.gov. But those TikTok videos of people cleaning
so
the horses,
relaxing.
oh my gosh, dude! I got in a rabbit hole one night and I watched so many hoof cleaning videos in a row. It was insane. My whole For You page was like hoof cleaning.
Bro, and then I felt like an expert watching it, right? Because I'm like, hold on, man, the other guy didn't do that. You're doing it wrong.
You're not doing it right.
Yeah, how come you're not doing it like this?
You missed a spot scraping that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to use that kind of lotion or whatever it is. So
we'll have to do more stuff with the mounted unit because it's a lot of fun.
And we have a great community policing with this police department and everything, but we're talking about one pillar of community policing is having a big old horse.
Oh yeah.
To be able to come to your school event, your business event that you're having and stuff, being in Old Town, Riverfest.
Well, and we were talking with them after we got off the horses. By far, I think the mounted unit and the officers of the mounted unit, the horses and the officers are the most photographed members of the police department.
Yeah.
Hands down.
You cannot be on the mounted unit and be like, hey man, I don't like my photo be taken.
Yeah, no.
Sorry,
you're
bro.
gonna get your photo taken. People are gonna ask to pet your horse. Yeah. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And just, seeing people in Old Town are always coming over trying to pet the horses, everything. It's really cool. It's a good it's a good tool for us as a police department, but it's also good outreach for us as a police department because it gets people to come over and actually engage with us. Yeah. And then we can say, hey, you like these horses? Well, check out our officers. We're kind of cool too.
I heard a thing from a community policing officer in Ohio, man, and he always talked about he wanted to be in his cruiser and wanted it to be treated like the ice cream man. He wanted kids to run to him when they saw him in the neighborhood and stuff, right? And I think that's how we are as police. That's how we are as community policing. But man, you got to be that way with a horse because people are just going to run up to you nonstop.
They're attention grabbers for sure.
Yes.
I'm super glad we got to do this. We'll have to do more remote episodes.
Yeah, 100%.
I know it's a lot of work for our behind the scenes guy, but hey, it gets him out of the office too.
Yeah.
So.
And we didn't even ask them about your little Star Wars stuff or anything like that. I'm sure they're not Star Wars fans.
I forgot to ask him if he was. Hey, Sergeant Brower, have you ever seen Star Wars?
That's a no.
He's seen Star Wars.
No, do you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
He loves it.
Oh my God.
Come on, Chad. Come on. You're the only person.
No, I'm not.
You and like two other people.
The main guy here.
Tauntauns, don't they?
Yes, tauntauns. Chad doesn't know what a tauntaun is.
I know what a pom-pom is.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Oh man, but this has been fun, man. I'm excited. We got a busy week. And anybody that's listening, I mean, we talked to several officers outside of this that are always talking about the podcast and everything and asking us what's next and how it's going and giving us compliments and stuff. If you're a part of a unit or if you want to be on the podcast, you want us to come somewhere, let us know. Shoot us an email, text us, do whatever you need to do.
Both our emails are on the police department website, so if you need to get a hold of us that way, you can. We love to get questions from you guys. We haven't gotten any questions recently to answer on the podcast. We would love that. Email us.
We did get one great comment that I noticed from when Kimry was on. We talked about Second Chance Thursday.
Second Chance Thursday. That is this Thursday.
So, and one of the comments was second chance is one of the great things in life is that we can get second chances sometimes most of the time. So 100%, man. 100%. This month is recovery month as far as being dealing with addiction and stuff like that. So, one of the things that I've always felt positive about is, man, we all know what addiction is like, whether that's with alcohol, tobacco, drugs, whatever. Right. Addiction is addiction, right? Some of it can be worse than others, but we know that there's going to be a relapse sometimes, right? We just don't want that collapse. That's the biggest thing to focus on too. So Second Chance Thursday is going to be about any kind of misdemeanor traffic warrant. This Thursday, it's going to be at the old library, downtown library, between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Check out our Facebook page, social media.
Got all the info there.
Yeah, Patrol West is there. Trying to work on a interview with some radio stations as well to be able to get that out. So
good. We had a huge turnout for the last one.
Yes.
So hopefully we can make that even bigger for this one.
But Wichita, man, when we want to raise the bar, we show up and show out. That's one thing that I love about this city and this community.
I think we'll do that for this Second Chance Thursday. So stay tuned. We'll have more information on our upcoming events.
Yeah.
Second Chance Thursday. Information's on our Facebook page.
Yep.
Follow us, like us, share us. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram.
That's it.
All the social medias. All of them.
Yeah.
Follow us on there.
Hey, man, and then one of our partner, he's behind the scenes right now, Juan, he started his own podcast in Spanish. Yeah, Que Pasa Wichita.
Que Pasa Wichita.
See?
Stay tuned for that.
Yes. So if you are a part of our Spanish community or you speak Spanish and you want to follow another great podcast, Que Pasa Wichita is going to be on. It's on the City of Wichita's YouTube page right now. So go follow that, like, share, subscribe.
Make sure you're following Policia de Wichita too on Facebook. So.
And we get lots of shout outs too from the Redhead and the Bearded Beauty as well. So we got a lot of great podcasts in the city of Wichita. But guess who leads all those podcasts?
I'm gonna guess it's us.
That's us, bro. That's us. But that's okay. That's okay. We're setting the bar, and we're gonna keep doing that.
Just setting the example. So thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We'll be back hopefully with another remote location
Hey, this was pretty
podcast
dope.
soon. This was fun. So we'll do it again sometime. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.
Peace.